Hey guys, Kakarot 197 again, once again with some more new loot. And let's start off with the one that everyone was expecting me to buy, the Gym. Even though we all know by now what the first Gym stands for, it's still a pretty ridiculous name. I mean, a wild coincidence that the Gunpla Mafia would choose to use the Gym. Regardless, it's a pretty badass looking machine, and I'm really looking forward to building this thing. And just look at that sticker sheet. There's a lot of foil green left, which is absolutely a good thing because that means that you can use this sticker to cut out like these sensor things for other model kits that do not have that sticker sheet, which a lot of older models didn't come with stickers for their sub cameras. See a lot of holes on these legs, but the one thing I'm not a huge fan of on this particular model is the feet, which are really small. And that's a trend I'm not a huge fan of in general. Like a lot of model kits seem to come with really tiny feet. And it looks like the inside is just going to be plain white. And the different heads. And that's something really cool about this model. Different options for the head. And here we have the manual, and as usual we have Japanese, but now also the English. A really awesome redesign of the Gym, which of course makes everyone wonder, are they finally going to give us a true revived Gym? Because of course, as amazing as this model kit is, it's no substitute for the actual standard RGM 79 Gym. And you gotta love how these manuals are so positive towards the Gym, even though a lot of the fandom regards them as pretty damn useless, which they actually allude to here. The Gym tends to give the impression of being inferior because many of the Gym that appeared often were destroyed. However, Gym is a masterpiece that contributed to the victory by the Earth Federation forces and is excellent in terms of productivity and ease and easily applicable to design variations. My favorite here is probably that the Gym command is said to be, or was it? I read somewhere that the Gym command was comparable to the Gundam. Oh, here it was. Gym command maintained performance capabilities similar to Gundam. You know, despite the fact that they were absolutely massacred by the Kempfer. Those pathetic excuses for pilots. Let's put that back in there. I mean, you can take it in two ways. Either the pilot of the Kempfer was an absolute drunk badass, or the Federation pilots from the Scarlet team were absolute idiots. And of course, you can't buy the Gym without the Gym weapons. And this is a trend I am a huge fan of. Releasing the standard model kit with only the bare bones accessories, we get a gun, we get the beam saber. That's nice. You get what you need for your bog standard mass production machine, and then a separate set for the weapons, which is a great deal if you're going to be army building. So leave a comment down below, what do you prefer? Because I know in my reviews of a model kit, I'm always very positive towards a model kit that comes with a lot of accessories on the machine itself, but this is a completely different approach that I'm also a huge fan of, and I would definitely love to see more of. For example, the ground Gym, they could have released that thing with just a machine gun and then have a separate option set with all the other weapons. That could have been a possibility as well. So let me know what you guys think. One final thing about this weapon set is that even though it looks really nicely detailed and I absolutely love how modular they made it, I am afraid that it's, I know this is going to sound funny, but I'm afraid that it's too detailed for the Gym and for most of the high-grade Universal Century things. For a real grade, I think this would work really good because of all the detailing that's on here and all the detailing on the real grade. But generally speaking, high grade Universal Century stuff, or well, high grade Gundam Build Fighter stuff, isn't usually this excessively detailed, and you can just see the difference in detailing. Even though the Jim is relatively well detailed for a high grade, these weapons are seriously detailed. Then the next new thing I got is the Blue Destiny Unit 1. I'm sure a lot of people expected me to get this, but I did have to think about it for a bit because I already have the Blue Destiny Unit 1, the old one, and that one was simply an amazing kit, to the point that I'm kind of wondering how much better can they get it. So I do, well, I guess that's one way to make it better, including marking stickers. That is really nice. And including 2 colors of visors, the colors do seem lighter than on the old one. We have some eyes to go behind the visor. That's also really good. So right now I'm getting a mix of both good, well, of both better on the newer one and better on the older one. I think the colors of the older one were nicer with the darker tones, but I can definitely see some really good improvements on the little details. The one thing I was worried about the most were the proportions, because as I mentioned with the Jim, generally when they do the newer style proportions with the smaller feet and the thicker legs, I'm not always a huge fan of those. So I was worried that was going to be the case with this thing as well. Also, I have to admit, I don't really care too much for the transformation gimmick, where it has like a slight transformation when it goes into the exam mode. But, well, so be it. It is really cool that there's a variant which was from the manga, from the manga version, so I'm probably going to build it as that, to have this thing as the manga version, and I'll have my old one as the game accurate one. Then 2 more Gundam kits I got. 2 of the same ones, the Hyperion Gundam. Essentially, for anyone who remembers, I got these because I had like a small issue with HLJ where there was an item that I paid for but was randomly out of stock, like a really cheap item, really no big deal, but they did offer me, for such a super small issue, they gave me a voucher for 20% off on anything I wanted. So this one has been in back order for almost 2 years now. I think in November, this order would have become 2 years, and I still have a few items on back order from back then. And this is really nice one. Of course, we're not going to get the entire dome to cover the entire machine. And from what it looks like, it's just going to be your standard Gundam Seed model kit. Nothing too great, nothing too bad, except, well, maybe I'm going to take that back because, hey, solid beams, that's always a joy. Now, for people wondering why I got 2, there are multiple units of this thing, and we get stickers for 2 of them. That's just your standard fare. Let's see, is Unit 2 in the manual? They're just telling us that... Oh, yeah, there we go. Unit... that was Unit 2, and I believe there was also a Unit 3, which was the same colors as Unit 2. So yeah, this was one of those mass-produced Gundams. But then again, Gundam Seed does have a very high quantity of Gundams, regardless. And the next stuff I got... not necessarily Gundam-related, but still kinda. MSG, which of course stands for Modeling Support Goods. I got it for the shotgun and for the shields, but now I'm also feeling like putting these on a gym command, because they were kind of being used as a colony police force, I suppose, in 0080. They sure as hell weren't capable of fighting. So yeah, might as well turn them into a police force by adding these things on them. I also wanted to put them on the Jim, but unfortunately the Jim did not have any holes on top of his shoulders. Holes all over the place, except on top of the shoulders where I wanted to put these things, to have myself a police Jim. Another thing I got is this set here. And these weapons, they look so awesome. The cool thing is very modular, so you can put any of the ammo packs on either the gun or the pistol, which is really cool because you can make pretty much the exact gun you got in the light novel Blazing Shadows, which has some really amazing designs both for the Federation and for Xeon. So when I saw that this set could essentially replicate those weapons, I just had to grab one of them. Well, actually, I got two of them. And the final thing I got, MS Vernia, because hey, you can always use some of those, right? Especially with the Jim to make a high mobility Jim. And that's all for this new loot video. Now usually this would be the point where I ask you, which one do you want me to build first? Which one do you want to get a priority review? Unfortunately, due to a certain circumstance, I will not be able to do so. What I can immediately tell you is that the Jim is awesome. And not all the weapons on this thing come with the Jim, especially the cannon and the shield there. But yeah, I had a lot of fun building this thing. So if you really desperately immediately need a review of this thing, grab one. I can highly recommend it. Highly customizable, awesome. Holes all over the place, yet the holes can still be covered. Onto that certain circumstance of mine, I'll be leaving for Japan in a few hours. For 2 weeks. So I'll kind of be gone, but I kind of won't be gone as well, for 2 reasons. The first one is I will have some videos pre-uploaded so that they will go up no matter what, because, well, I'm not sure how the internet there is going to be, which also brings me to my second point. If possible, I will be vlogging straight from Japan and uploading it, well, not in real time, but the day after or a few days later, like have a little compilation or something like that, because of course, as you expect, I'm going to Tokyo. I'll be seeing a lot of Gundam-related things there, but also, of course, a lot of non-Gundam-related things. So I'll see what I'll be uploading, what I'll be filming. I'm going with 2 friends, so I'll also be discussing it with them, how they feel about the whole vlogging thing, because I don't just want to be the jackass with the camera annoying the crap out of my 2 buddies. So I'll see how that goes, but I will definitely be uploading a lot of Gundam-related vlog-ish things. But definitely leave a comment down below on what kind of content you'd want to see me upload from Japan. And like I said, depending on how the internet is there, depending on how much time I have, it will be either uploaded in the next 2 weeks as I'm filming it, or it'll be uploaded in a few compilation things in the weeks following these 2 weeks. So, I'll kind of be gone, I kind of won't be gone. Once again, a lot is going to depend on my internet connection there. Normally, supposedly, I should have good internet. But yeah, you can never be too sure about things like that because something always goes wrong. So for the 2 videos that will be uploaded no matter what, you can expect in the first week a more heavily edited video, if all goes according to plan, because currently my editing software is having a few issues with that video, and in the second week, a regular review. Or if my editing software keeps acting up and won't get its act together within the next 1 or 2 hours, you'll just get 2 reviews no matter what. Anyways, that is all for this video. I will see you next time, whenever that is, probably hopefully from Japan if all goes well, and see you all next time.